Hello, guys. Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast with me, Gunnar Kosi. And of course, we are going to be talking about so many things, especially transfers. Aubameyang has signed a 375k, contract a week. 375k. He's now the most paid player at Arsenal. 375k a week. David Stein, tweeted this, fast, and I was like, what the hell is this? 375k confirmed is the, is the money he's gonna be getting at Arsenal. Does he deserve it? Does he deserve it? Mesut is getting around 35k. Is it 35 or 350k? 350k, and now Aubameyang is going to get 375k. Does he deserve it? Tell me in the comment box, and we are going to be talking about that and more. So first and foremost, I'll start with the Houssem Aouar. I'll be joined by Majid. Majid, please make sure your mic is turned on. Make sure your mic is turned on. All right. So I'll be joined by Majid. We are going to be discussing especially Houssem Aouar and Thomas Partey. Make sure everybody on the stream, you've subscribed, and make sure you are getting in the comments coming in, as well as smashing the like button. We'll be talking about Houssem Aouar and the man himself, Thomas Partey. Now, first and foremost, Arsenal have gone back for Houssem Aouar. According to One Football, they have confirmed that Arsenal have actually gone back for the signature of the man himself, Houssem Aouar, after our first bid was rejected. Of course, our first bid was around 31 million, with Matteo Guendouzi rejected. Now we are going back with a 55 million bid, and according to reports, Arsenal very, very confident that they will get Houssem Aouar out of Lyon. Now, this is quite very interesting. In a space of 1 week, we bid, we are rejected, and then we bid again. And it seems that the Arsenal board is really in love with the player himself, Houssem Aouar. And Fabrice Roman has been talking about this, and he said it clearly that Arsenal are really in love with the player. Arteta loves the player, and there is nothing that's going to actually block Arsenal from getting the man himself, Houssem Aouar. So very confident Arsenal is that we are going to get the player himself. And Mikel Arteta has been talking to the press today, and he was asked whether he's confident and he's sure he's going to get the signings he wants, in this transfer summer. He said he doesn't know, but he's still negotiating and talking to the board to see whether they can actually get him the players he wants. So, that story is also there. Mikel Arteta not really coming out to confirm that he's going to get the players, but he said they are still in negotiations with the board to see that actually he gets the support he wants. For me, I would see it as total useless, a total useless thing to get someone like Mikel Arteta, very young, still has a big career, bring him at Arsenal, and then you don't give him support. It wouldn't make sense, and that's why I think Mikel Arteta will be given the support he needs at Arsenal. First and foremost, he has requested for Houssem Aouar and Thomas Partey as his top targets. Those are the two players he has always asked for in this transfer summer. Forget about the house, the Ben Ramas and so on. He has always asked the board to get him two players, Houssem Aouar and Partey. And now this is where the question comes in now, guys. When we give Mikel Arteta, Houssem Aouar and Partey, where should we expect to finish in the league? Does that make us league contenders? Houssem Aouar and Partey, do they make us title contenders? Do they make us top 4 contenders? Do they make us Europa League contenders? Where will we finish with Houssem Aouar and Partey joining? Probably because we still have 3 weeks, and who knows, we could actually join. Bring in the players, they could actually join at the before the end of the transfer summer. So, guys, tell me, where do you think we shall end with the man himself, Aouar and Thomas Partey? I'm going to be joined by one Arsenal fan, and he's called Majid, one person who always follows the stream. He's going to be coming here with me live. I will be talking so much of the transfers and what he expects. Majid, hello.
Hello, brother. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, brother. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you, Majid?
I'm good. How are you? So who do you
I'm so
think's
good.
more
How are you, my
important?
blood?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
So
good.
who do you think's more important? Aouar, I can't pronounce his name. Hasim Aouar or Partey?
Really, there are so many ways to to pronounce that name. Some people pronounce him as um same Aouar, others are Aura or something like that. And DT was saying that there are a million ways to sound his name. But if I look at our squad, the truth is you would go for Thomas Partey first. Reason being, you have Granit Xhaka, you have Dani Ceballos, and El Neni, who are really, really banger average. I would say banger average, excluding Dani Ceballos. I think Xhaka and El Neni in the past years they've been at Arsenal. They have not proven to us that they
Yeah,
are really quality players. So
Xhaka's been
I
very
don't think we need to trust them for
yeah,
yeah.
Xhaka's been very inconsistent as well. Sometimes he can
Yo-
be an inconsistent player, which is not very helpful.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, so if we want to go back to the Champions League, there is no way you're gonna convince me that we are going to have El Neni and Aouar and El Neni, Xhaka and Genduzi for another 38, week or game weeks. Really, I would go for Thomas Partey as my priority. That is, that's the truth.
Yeah, but when you think about it like this, I would get Aouar first because last season, now we have a strong defense. So, but we didn't have much creativity last season. When you looked at it, like games, at Aston Villa, we were struggling to create shots and chances, and we need someone like Aouar who can dribble through the defenses, create problems for the other team and get assists.
Yeah, I would look at that. And when I've been faced with this question, my first answer has always been, I want to go for both players. I want to go for both of them. We need both of them as Arsenal. Arsenal need Houssem Aouar and we need Thomas Partey. We need the defensive shield and we need the creativity. We need that player who could actually, score goals from the midfield. That is Houssem Aouar. I need someone who can actually dictate the tempo of the game, and that's Thomas Partey. But because of the fans, maybe we may not have exactly the 100 million, the 110 million that we have to spend on both players, and we may actually choose to go for one. And in this case, I'm going to go for for Thomas Partey for one reason. If you
But
look at the front players we have, you have Willian. He can do you as a number 10. You have Gabriel Martinelli. He can add to some creativity. You have Aubameyang. You have Pepe. You have Bukayo Saka. Yeah, at least you have players who can create some chances up front. But when you look at defensive wise, especially in the midfield, you compare our midfield to Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Tottenham. We are really banger average, and I would say I would go for the man himself, Thomas Partey. Make my midfield more solid, and then at the end, maybe next summer or in the January, I'll go for some creative midfielder.
honestly, I think we need both. And reports just came out of France that Aouar wants to leave Lyon because of no European leagues places.
Yeah, it's true. And Fabrizio Roman has already talked about it. How the player wants to leave Lyon, how the player wants to play in the Premier League, and I've already said it on the stream that the only club interested in in Aouar in the Premier League is Arsenal. Manchester City, have been used as another smoke screen. They want to, Lyon want to use Manchester City as a smoke screen. That's the truth. But the only team interested in in a same war is Arsenal and Juventus, because he says he doesn't want to go to Italy, he wants to come to the EPL, so probably that is Arsenal. And the truth is the player wants to join us, but we are not willing to table all the money at once. We went in with the 30 million bid, and Matteo Genduzi were bounced. Who knows? Are we going back with another a bid that is still less than the 60 million euros? If we can get the money in, 60 million euros for a 22-year-old quality player like Houssem Aouar, I think that should be the easy thing to do. Do that, get in the money, get in the player, and you can sort out the rest of the things later, because it's going to add so much to us. Score goals from the midfield. We last had a player who does that. It was Santi Cazorla. Create more chances like just Fabregas does. And still, I still think he must be our priority if Partey fails to join.
I completely agree with you. And honestly, the board need to step up in this situation. They
Exactly.
need to be investing more in the club because it's absolutely ridiculous what they're doing.
I'm really going to ask you this. What do you take of Mikel Arteta's statement today? He said, he was asked whether he thinks, he's going to get the signings he wants. And he said he doesn't know, but he's still talking to the board. Do you think as an Arsenal fan, does that create some fear in you that probably we might not get the signings we want, this summer?
The thing that troubles me is the manager doesn't even know what's going on. He's the
And
one
he's
meant
part
to
of
be
the board.
controlling the team. And he doesn't even know anything. He doesn't even know if he's going to get any signings. He doesn't know anything. He's tried to help with the board, but Stan Kroenke is not investing anything into the club.
Yeah, that is, very interesting. And, I think Arsenal fans at times we have been made to look foolish because each and every start of the summer, Stan Kroenke promises us at least £100 million, at least. Even at the start of this summer, he said very clearly that our boats, have actually helped the club, with the debts it had, that is the Emirates and the stadium and so on. And then he said it's going to give us £100 million, for the signings of the transfer. We have literally spent 22 million, and it seems we are broke. It seems that we have 4 players to actually get out of the transfer hurdle we are in. I think. What do you think about Stan Kroenke? Do you think he's gonna spend money maybe in the next summer, or you think it's just a loss? We just have to do away with him.
He doesn't care about Arsenal. He only cares about his team, his NFL team. He just bought them a new stadium, like one of the most high-tech stadiums in the NFL, and still he can't even invest like 100 million, which is nothing for someone like him.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think he loves other enterprises and other businesses more than he loves Arsenal. But everybody on the stream, I'm with Majid, one of those people that are always on the stream, So guys, if you wanna come live with like Majid, you will let me know, and of course I'll arrange a special day for you. Majid, if we get Partey and Aouar, where do you see Arsenal? Because most Arsenal fans think we get Partey, we get Aouar, we are good to go. We are gonna do top 4 or top 3. Do you see Arsenal getting to top 4, top 3 with our one Partey?
Top 4 is definitely possible, but top 3 no. Because when you look at Chelsea, they spent over 200 million. Man City have always had the strong core. Same with Liverpool. We can only technically challenge Man United, but it's going to be hard to challenge someone like City and Liverpool and Chelsea, because they already have the strong core. We don't have that core, and the manager is doing a project. He doesn't have everything in his island like Pep Guardiola and Klopp do.
Of course, one of the problems we had last season was the defense. We used to score. I don't know how we used to score because we had less creativity, but we used to score. That's the truth. We used to score some goals, but we had very less creativity on the pitch. However, we used to bang in the goals. Now, the defense seems to be solved, to some point. I would say it seems to be solved to some point. Now, last season we finished 8th, which was really embarrassing. Really, really embarrassing. But do you think if we get in Partey and then with William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes,
we can't discount Arteta after winning 2 trophies, but we definitely needed to improve in the league sometimes. I think last season, and especially some of the games, Arteta didn't use crucial players like Martinelli, who obviously has a very great feature at Arsenal. So he needs to show to the young players as well that he's invested in them, because that gives a lot of faith and confidence, which equals good form.
Yeah, I agree with you. But still, I would go with Arteta's side. When you look at the way he selected his players last season, and how he managed to morale boost the team, change the attitude, especially after Unai Emery and Freddie Ljungberg had done a very great job of spoiling that attitude in the team. I think he really did something very, very well. He did something very good. When it comes to boosting the morale and changing the attitude of the team, which we have, which are very proud of now. But how do you see us how do you rate us in the Europa League? Okay, let us leave the league because the league is having so many banger big players and banger big teams with big managers and big coaches. How do you see Arsenal fare in the Europa League? Where do you think we can end without Partey and Aouar? Do you think we can go as far as quarterfinals or semi-finals?
Semis without Aouar or Partey, because when you think about it, there could be very promising clubs coming into the Europa League, especially after the Champions League group stages. So I definitely see us going to at least the semis without Aouar or Partey, and maybe winning the thing if we have both of them secure in our midfield.
All right. I will have to ask this. We have one source of goals, and that's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He has. I'm gonna first ask you about his contract. He has reportedly signed a contract where he's going to be the most paid player at Arsenal, above Mesut Ozil. Do you think he deserves 370k a week? Do you think that wages, that amount of wages is quite okay with you, for Aubameyang?
He deserves $1 million. Simply scoring 22 goals in a season with less creativity. I mean, seriously. And then you think about other people getting 370k. De Gea gets 370k. My man can't even catch a fish.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I think if you think about it,
so 307.
Ramsey earns 400k. So if anything, Aubameyang
At
should
Juventus.
earn 500k a week, because 375k. Let's be honest, Aubameyang deserves way more than that. I mean, if you're banking in the goals for a side that can't even create,
of course,
it's quite ridiculous.
What do you think about the average age of our club? Look at David Luiz. Actually, most of the pivotal players are getting old. Look at David Luiz. Look at Granit Xhaka. Look at Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Lacazette. All those players are really getting old, and Willian is old as well. We brought him at 32. Does that scare you? Because we are not really doing well in in the transfer summers that we are really going to replace them all at once. Does that put some scary intuition in you that maybe instead of getting better, we are even getting worse in the coming seasons when these boys have left? When they can no longer play the 38 games in the Premier League.
Can you please say the last part again? I didn't hear you clearly.
I say, our most of our players, not most, but the keys: David Luiz, Aubameyang, Willian, Xhaka. Talk about Lacazette. All of them are 20. I think Lacazette is the youngest. He's 29. But Aubameyang is 31. Willian is 32. David Luiz is almost 35. Xhaka is 30. Does that create some fear in you that probably we could actually face more problems in the future? Because when these boys leave and we cannot replace them in the summers, we might actually get so many problems.
It does, but we can't forget about our youngsters, which are consistently winning in their leagues, in their respective leagues, and then we have Saka, Nketiah, Martinelli. We can't forget about them. They're not hiding under a shed, so they will only develop with Aubameyang and all of these old players. They will learn from them, and they'll cope. They'll learn more things from them.
Okay. among the young players we have at the club right now, talk about Martinelli, talk about Saka, talk about Ainsley, talk about Kian Tierney, talk about Reece Nelson, Smith Rowe. Who do you think this season is going to become, a fierce player? Who do you think might actually get, a big breakthrough, just like last season we saw Saka?
This season, it's gonna be for me, Saliba. I watched him in that preseason. I know it was only against like a small club, but
Saliba,
what I see is really good. He's a youngster who only looks to develop.
I was talking to one of the fans here. He commented, something very interesting. And he said, instead of bringing Partey and bringing Aouar at very high costs, that is, almost 100 million, why don't we go back to the academy, develop the talents, or bring in cheap players like Arsene Wenger used to do, bring in Samuel Nasri at less than 10 million, you bring in Cesc Fabregas less than 5 million, you bring in, those cheap players, develop them into, the big talents and probably use them to win things that are big. Make sure you don't sell them. Do you think that strategy can still work with us? Go to the market, scout the good quality talent, bring them in, develop them across a period of 2-3 years, and then sell them off, or use them to win the league in this case, because we are no longer interested in selling our best talent. Do you think that strategy could still work for us?
100%, but now we need to think about this season and next season when you look at it. So we need someone like Partey and Aouar to cover up for at least one season, because without them, we don't really have anyone in our midfield who is above average, except Dani Ceballos. And
it's really true. And if I look at
someone like Bahim,
yes, carry on.
Someone like Bahim, I can't pronounce his name, but he's a really good championship player. It's Bahimi or something like that. Arsenal been heavily linked with him, and
Benrahma.
Yeah, Benrahma. Arsenal heavily linked with him, and I think he's a fantastic player. And maybe we get him for a season, but to be fair, we need to strengthen up our midfield immediately.
Yeah, it's true. It's one of the problems that we are really gonna face, this season. And it is interesting that for us, every season we have a problem. I remember when we had Peter Cech, we had the goalkeeping problem. Now last season it was the defense. This season it is the midfield. There was a time when we were under Arsene Wenger and we had Olivier Giroud as our main striker, and the problem we had was getting in the goals, into the back of the net of the opponent. So really, I don't know. But do you see Arsenal really come back, Majid? Do you see Arsenal come back in the next 2-3 years and then we become, a club like Manchester City or Liverpool again? Or you think we need something like, more 10 years?
I think we need 5 at least, because when Emery came in, he kind of ruined our setup, because when Arsene Wenger was there, yes, we weren't doing our best, but he had set up a core for the future. When Emery came in, he just came in, sold players, bought old ones, and then just kind of mixed up the team, which also ruined our setup that we were planning. So now that Arteta's here, I think it will take. I think we give him about 4 to 5 years to at least title, at least to try to contest against them.
Okay, I trust the process. Trust the process. Have you had that saying go around? Trust the process.
Too many times.
Yeah, so many times. How long and how much should we trust the process in your case as Arsenal fan? Because for me, I'm one of the frustrated Arsenal fans, although at times I don't come here and shout, but I feel the pain so much. How long should we trust the process, and how do you think it's gonna come give us fruits anyway someday?
I mean, trust the process is a bit too much, because as Arsenal fans, all of us are frustrated watching our team not do well, struggle, go to sometimes I just feel like, not supporting the club anymore, because it's just ridiculous what they're doing. Nothing's Mikel Arteta's fault right now. It's mostly the board who don't want to invest in the club.
Yeah,
Yes, we did
it's
make
true.
signings of Pepe, and they did invest last season. But the difference between Chelsea and Arsenal is Roman Abramovich wants to invest in the club, unlike Stan Kroenke.
Yeah. And that is really going to hurt us for the next 10, 20 years, because if you have a manager, sorry, if you have a board and you have an owner who never wants to spend in the club, it's really going to hurt you, day in, day out. And probably, we are going to be one of the clubs that are really, talking about how great we were, but we are never going to realize the greatness again. United are working very hard to sign Jadon Sancho. They have brought in Van der Beek. Look at Chelsea; they have brought in the best players in the league. Look at Liverpool. And Majid, how do you rate Chelsea's transfer market this summer? They have been quite marvelous in my case. Apart from the defense, I think they should have brought in two decent centre backs.
They did bring Saar,
how do you rate Chelsea? In this transfer summer in England?
My opinion, Chelsea are the smartest.
They are leaving him out, on loan.
My opinion, they're the smartest club. They waited. They had a transfer ban, so what they did was they invested in the youngsters, and then they still got Champions League, even with the youngsters. And now waiting 2 seasons without spending any money, you have 200 million to buy whoever you want. Frank Lampard could have Messi right now if he wanted to.
Yeah. And what's interesting with Chelsea is that they are spending this money because they have not been spending. And if you look at Arsenal, in the space where Chelsea have not spending, we have not been spending either. That means we have the money, right? Because we are richer than Chelsea.
I don't think so, because we don't show it.
What do you think? We don't show it, but if you look at the boards and when the lists come out, the top rich clubs and everything, Arsenal is in a decent position, top 4, top 5, top 6, top 7, top 10. And then when you look at all the clubs around top 10, even Dortmund, they have a recruitment process and it works well for them. They get in players like Erling Haaland, they get in players like Jadon Sancho, they qualify for the Champions League every single season. RB Leipzig, is qualifying for the Champions League every single season. And they are really spending some little money. The money they can, spend, is being spent. What happened to us? Not really spending the money we can spend.
Let's not forget.
What do you think?
So, Chelsea can get Ziyech for nearly 35 million. Arsenal get someone like Mustafi for nearly 30 million. You see a big difference there. Even if we have money, no one knows how to spend it in the club. We spent 30 million on Mustafi. They spent 30 million on Ziyech.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. In the January transfer window, we were linked with Hakim Ziyech, and we were the front runners. By that time, I think Ajax were willing to sell, but the player had to stay there, which Chelsea did. We didn't go for Ziyech. We didn't go for him. That chance went. Donny van der Beek was available, and I talked about this on the stream. I said, if Donny van der Beek is available, a quality midfielder, very versatile, you can play him as a CDM, you can play him as an AM, and he works very well. Why didn't we go for a player like Donny van der Beek, who is just 37 million pounds, and now we are trying to chase players who are 50 million pounds? And and when I thought about that, I realized that Raul Sanelli was sacked. Do you think Sanelli was one of the problems at Arsenal? Maybe, just to think about it.
Yes, probably. I think when you think about it like this, clubs like Chelsea, when they're interested, they know they have the finance to buy them at any time. But the thing with Arsenal is they have to wait. They can show interest, but they're going to wait until they get all the money. They don't show interest. So other clubs see they're getting interest, and they find out more about the player, and they want them too. And they already have the finances ready for them. Arsenal never have the finances ready. You know, we had to wait so long. They had to wait a long time to get Pepe and all these players. When you look at someone like Chelsea, they saw Ziyech, they just transferred the money immediately. But with Arsenal, they need at least 2 or 3 weeks to get the money.
Yeah, and that's very interesting, and at times nagging. I want to be very honest; it's really frustrating and nagging. But let us go to the optimistic, part, because as Arsenal fans, we have always been optimistic for the past 20 years that something's going to happen, although when we know that nothing's going to happen. Do you see us, getting at least two quality players? Do you see us sign two quality players before the window closes?
I see us signing one. I see signing either Aouar or
sign one.
Partey. One of them, or not signing anyone.
Aouar or Partey. Oh, that would be really bad. Really, really bad. Everybody on the show, smash up the likes. Getting the comments coming in. We'll be getting into the comments and we'll be replying to them live. I want to ask this: if we don't get our one Partey, but then we have alternatives, who are the two alternatives you would go for, Majid? We don't get Aouar, we don't get Partey, but who are the two options you would go for as the cheaper signings, alternatives to our one Partey?
Still can't remember his name, but something like Barman in the championship, because I feel like he can fit the role of Partey. Benrahma, yeah, and
yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get one, but we may get Benrahma. But if we want to fill in someone like Partey's role, we need to get the Roma midfielder, the Roma center defensive midfielder,
Diawara.
Yeah,
Diawara.
It's either one of them two, and I love how Arsenal are saying they don't have the finances to sign Partey when, they can sign Aouar, which is 10 million pounds more expensive. We need Aouar.
It's really interesting.
More than we need Aouar. So it's kind of ridiculous how they're,
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I want to get into the comments, and I will be replying to them with Majid straight up. So make sure your comment is in. Godfrey Eyama says hi. How are you, bro? How are you doing? Moses says lack of priorities as is a real barrier in this summer transfers for AFC. That's why we keep on mentioning players and take no action, bro. It's sell with our board 254. That is Kenya. Lack of priorities. Majid, do you think we lack priorities in the summer?
100%.
We've been linked to so many players, and we lack priorities.
We could look at Arsenal. They're signing players that they don't need sometimes. They sign strikers when they don't need them. They sign defenders when they already have a whole bunch. That's one of the problems with Arsenal. They prioritize one position too much that they nearly forget about the other position.
We are too slow in the market. That is Omondi as well. And Charles says hi. Emma says hi, bro. How are you, my blood? Sefu says hi as well. Peter says, what's wrong with my club, Arsenal? Now I'll start with being sluggish in the market. Majid, in just 3 seconds, why do you think we are slow in the market? Why do you point at players and take a hell lot of time, in negotiations?
Bored. That's it. Bored.
Yeah, the board. And what's wrong with my club? I think we have so many problems. Right from the board, just like Majid has said. Arsenal has really big problems, and we have to solve them as soon as possible. Why you think Arsenal had a confidence? Why I think Arsenal are really confident of this deal is because when you look at the progress that we have made towards Aouar in the past week, it's the same progress we made towards Gabriel Magalhaes, and you can see we have really left the Partey deal. It is dead, and we are concentrating on our. So probably, I still think, and I've been very optimistic about this to Magic. Magic, I've been very optimistic about this our deal. I think it will happen, and I've already said it in the stream. I don't know what you think, but for me, I'm still very optimistic. We shall get in house in hour.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I just hope we sign someone at this point. I'm not confident, but I just hope.
Okay. Joe Henry says finally, Aubameyang signed the thing. Yeah, I'm worried about Man City. They may snatch Aouar. This is a demo. I don't think Manchester City will snatch Aouar, because if they wanted to take him, they would have already taken him. They have Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva in that area, so I don't think they're gonna take him, Edema. I don't think they're gonna take him. Do you think, Magic? Do you think Manchester City could just wake up and get interest in Aouar?
Honestly, they were interested at one point, but I don't think they're interested now. They don't really need him
Yeah, Pep made it very clear that their interest has been cut down. Charles says hi. Hi, Charles. Auba deserves, without a doubt. He has historic scoring record in our worst ever team. This is Yorgos. Really, that is true. Bellerin and Guendouzi to PSG for 55 million, and then bring in Partey. What a swap. Majid, do you take Bellerin and Guendouzi to PSG for 55 million? Actually, Bellerin, is wanted by PSG on loan. But do you think both of them are just 55 million worth?
Bellerin's not leaving because PSG are going to sign a different right back. But Guendouzi, 100%. If Arteta doesn't like his attitude, why is he even in the club? I take him as a very good player, but it's up to Arteta.
Okay. Hello to everyone. Hello, my blood. How are you? Hi, guys. Hello. He deserves it. That is Aubameyang. He deserves the money. Okay, you guys are very generous. Hello to everyone. Hello, my blood. More than satisfied for our captain. Okay, blood. I think so many people are agreeing with that. With that big wages. For Aubameyang. What about Partey? I think let us talk about Partey. For some time, Majid. At first before the transfer summer, he was our priority, and there was too much noise. Everybody thought the first person we were gonna sign was Thomas Partey. I remember I was watching Mark Goldbridge, and he made it clear that there is too much noise about Arsenal and Partey. He is going to join Arsenal, and that's quite very confident. Now, after some time, we entered into the window. The deal died out. We came in with some little bids thereafter. They were rejected. The bid died out as well. Now, again, there is a lot of silence. What do you think? What would you predict about Partey? Do you think we are gonna wake up one day and go and trigger that release clause, or we are still waiting for Atletico Madrid to come down from their 50 million position?
We need to sell players. That's simply it. If we want Partey, we need to sell players. We need to sell Guendouzi. We need to sell some other players because we need the funding.
Chana says, "Welcome home, House Aouar." We are very, very, very happy we'll be very happy to get him. Good evening, my bro. Thanks for the good work. Thank you so much, Silver Pierre. Number 3. Okay. Hello again. Auba's contract is 370k. By the way, but you have to remember signing on bonus 250k base wage, 20 million signing on bonus spread out over 3 years, which is around 125k a week per week. Total is 375k. He's worth it. Okay, ASN. He says he's worth it. Arsenal are never serious when it comes to transfer summers. I'm gonna bounce in this question, Majid. Are we not serious, or have we left the norm? Because the norm was enter into the transfer window, getting 5 players, 3 players worth 20 million. Each player is worth 5 million, 3 million. Develop them. Have we left the norm, or we are trying to cope up with fast running economic transfer space that we cannot actually cope up with at instant?
We've only shown intent in one window. I can't remember any other window. It was last season's summer window, and I've never seen anything else from Arsenal. That's it. After signing
You know,
Pepe and
except when
Tierney, never again. I don't think I'm ever gonna see it in my lifetime. As long as we have this
and,
sport.
you know, I still remember. I still remember there was a summer window. I think United had smashed us 8-2. You know, in that season. Then when we brought in Ateta, Pametsaka, Yossi Bena, you still remember that window?
Sadly, because it was we needed to sign players with more intent. Honestly, we need to get more quality players.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
think what Arsenal's done over, let's say, the past 4 or 5 seasons is focus on youth. That's it.
Thanks for the good work. Thank you so much for being on the stream as well. And everybody on the stream, don't forget, if you are a Ghana and your button is not blue, it's a big mistake. Make sure you've smashed the like button. I'm with Majid, and we are here, digesting the transfer window of Arsenal. Make sure you give me a comment about, the transfer window right now. And I'm gonna take this question to Majid. What do you make of the 3 signings we have made? Are they historical signings? Are they gambles? Do you think we are still moving on the right track by bringing in Willian, Magalhaes? Okay, I would say 4: Magalhaes, Saliba, and who's the third? And Tobias. He got off the stream, but hopefully he comes back. Soon. Man really asked how he was 3 times. Man's really asked how he was 3 times. There. Number 1, we need these 2 guys to join the team. True blood. We need them. Great content body. Auba, Partey, Aouar, Martinelli, Saka, Gabriel, Saliba, Willian, Saliba. Bring on the top 4. Okay. Interesting. If we manage to get Aouar and Partey, we will finish top 4 and serious title contenders. All right. That's really interesting as well. Thanks for the stream. Much love from Malta. Thank you so much. The frustrated Ghana right there. Don't forget to smash the like button. Do you think Auba signed because he's promised other signings met? I still think he trusts in Mikel Arteta's project. Like, I don't know what Mikel Arteta's project is. My hands are off. But I think he trusts in Mikel Arteta's project. And of course, Majid, thank you so much for being on the stream. I think Arsenal are good to go. All we need to do now is to bring Partey. All right. That is according to Michael Monday. Partey and Aouar are the right players to take us to the top 4 this season. Trust me, bro. Thank you so much, Alassane. Hello, bro. This is Bikalu. I just joined you right now. You're doing great, just like whole time. So, do you think both Aouar and Partey are gonna sign to Arsenal? And which player have the more probability of joining? I think I'm still very confident with Aouar. I think Aouar will join us. I'm very confident about that. But I think both of them still have a chance of joining the club if we do the business the right way. Our deal is sure, but Partey deal is not sure. It's true. Very true. What's going on? Arteta should bring in Partey and Aouar. He just said in the to the media that he doesn't know how his transfer window is gonna be. So what should we expect, blood? Partey, this is a high. It says Partey. I hope we signed Thomas Partey and Aouar. Probably. Let us look at that. Let us wait for that. Leno, Tierney, Louise, Saliba, Niles, Ceballos, Aouar, Partey, Willian, Aubameyang, Martinelli. Is that a top 4 or a title contending team, Kevin Kamal? This guy talks out of his socks. I think you were at 100 million is nothing for him. I don't know why, Kurienke is always lying. That's the truth. I don't know why Kurienke is always lying to us. I think Partey and Aouar can solve problems at Arsenal Football Club. Thank you so much, Alex Biaruhanga, one of those people that are always on the show as well. Ainsley is as good as Taz, right? McLaren. I'm surprised about how can you appoint a manager that never managed a team by his own. You don't give him what he wants to be a top manager. It's really frustrating, And I'm really asking about myself, and I'm really asking so much. McLaren says star. What's that? NDL. Sometimes I'm not really well versed with these um abbreviations. Good evening. Thank you for the show. I'm enjoying. Thank you so much, my blood. Thank you so much. I'm also enjoying it. I'm also enjoying the show when you guys are on. So many comments. So I'm trying to scroll them up and down to see where I stopped. Where did I stop exactly? Auba injury record is basically clean. This is John. Partey is better than a pizza and cheaper. Low. Okay. Roma said that Diawara is not for sale. They are lying. They need the money. No, bro. Do you know why he didn't leave? That is I don't know. He just signed. He hasn't said anything, but that's paid in installments, homie. Of course, money is always paid in installments. It's not for in cash. Apart from release clauses, Arsenal should sign big, strong midfielder. That is his comment. Why did he leave? Some of these comments are really coming in late. Thanks because That's because Partey fee needs to be paid upfront, not in installments. And Angel said exactly. He was replying to you, I think. This dude knows nothing. What? That's what you think. Who's that kid? Keep the comments respectful as well. You telling me Arsenal can't afford 45 million release clause? Lord, you Arsenal fans must wake up. Your team is nowhere near top 4. These are not Arsenal fans, I know. Good. Number one factor that is his family is settled in London and so much. So many comments coming in. So guys, what a wonderful stream it has. I'm gonna be taking a couple of few more comments there. I want both, but it won't work as both want to start and only one can start. Someone get here and buy a party. We are okay up front. We need to build a solid midfield. Thank you guys for being on the stream. It has been quite a very, very wonderful stream for almost 48 minutes, 50 minutes. Very, very interesting. I hope we catch up again when we are live. That is in the morning at I'm always live in the morning at 10 a.m. Live in the morning at 10 a.m. and I'm also live mostly at 5 p.m. 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Of course, don't forget there is a regular upload at exactly 2 p.m. during the day and another upload at 9 p.m. in the evening. So guys, smash up the likes. We are closing the curtain, and guys, how we do it. As we close the curtain, we smash the likes up. We smash the likes up. We smash the likes up. So, guys, smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. As we end the stream, smash up the likes. Why not? Let's get let's get our likes to as many as we can. So, smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Let us get them to as many as we can. Let us get them to as many as we can. The likes on the video. Smash up the likes and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Smash up the likes and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. United is looking at so many players and I'm really, really worried. Really, really worried. They say Sanchez is going to start against Palace. Low. Anyway, smash the likes up. Smash the likes up as we end the show. Please do smash the likes up. Show is ending, so I'm not really doing so much. Just smash up the likes. I felt Arsenal should have gone in for Donny van der Beek and you guys. It's true. We should have gone in for Donny van der Beek, but I don't know what happened. That's the truth. Elvera Shabiha, how's the Partey case? What should I say? Romano made it clear Arsenal triggered the 50 million, clause, or he doesn't sign. But how are you, Alvera? How are you, Alvera Shabiha? Yeah. What do you think of our deal? I'm still very optimistic, Vlad. Very optimistic. I still think that deal is gonna happen. I'm still very optimistic. Everyone on this stream doesn't know what they are talking about. That is really disrespectful. Please keep the comments respectful. Otherwise, I'll have to put you on timeout or block you. But I'm not going to block you. I respect your opinion, but please be respectful. Arsenal, the most hated team in the Premier League. No, who hates us? Jarango Bed. You're late, Vlad. You're late. You've been talking about Houssem Aouar and how confident we are that he can actually sign over Thomas Partey. Nketiah is so good. He didn't start for a championship. Leads only two times. Only 2 times in 17 games. Okay, that's Elliot John. Is an Auba going to be a 350k per week? And the answer here comes not 300. He's the most played. He's gonna be the most played player at Arsenal. Maybe that can answer your question, Ethan. And Swani says hello. So Obed, we've been talking about how Arsenal are really gonna be or are growing more confident over our deal. Bigger than bigger confidence over the Partey deal. Who has been confirmed? Aubameyang. I should say Aubameyang. I've seen that for a while, but I would prefer Partey first. Everybody, every one of us would want to, to see Partey in the Arsenal colors first. But nothing to do. If our signs, we have to be grateful as well. That's the truth. Clifford says, podcast, what's your opinion on Leno and Martinelli? Who will you take for first position? I'm pro Leno, and I've already said it on the stream. If you've been watching my streams, I love Leno, and I would keep him as the first goalkeeper, especially by the fact that he was one of the best players we had last season. So guys, why not be out of this place? But the likes. Smash up the likes as we leave. 91 likes. That's still small. Let us get them to 100. Let us get them to 100. 8 people to smash up the likes. Just 8 Gunners. Tottenham fans and the others, please leave it. The Gunners only. 8 Gunners to smash up the likes. 8 Gunners, just 8 Gunners on the show. Give me 8 likes. I'm gonna be out of this place. 8 likes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll prefer a box-to-box mid. Think Partey is CDM. This is Elliot John. I think he's quite versatile. He's quite very versatile. 8 likes to leave the stream. And Obed says, but Martinez is really going out. I think he'll leave. At the end of by the end of the transfer summer, he'll have left. 307k. What? I don't think that's big money. It's that it's high time we start already adjusting. Philip is coming in. Our minds don't help the attack and aren't good enough. Our mids don't help the attack and aren't good enough to protect our defenders. So we need two quality. Do you believe that Partey will sign or not? I think Aouar will sign, but for Partey, I'm not really sure about that. I want to be honest. Aouar is literally 21 years old. We have at least 10 years in him, and for 50 million. That's a Torreira and a Gunduzi for one of the best midfielders in Europe. What do you think? I really love him. And I want him to join. But Gunduzi is young either. But I think Aouar is far better than him. Far better. Arsenal, the most hated team in the Premier League? No. No one hates us. Do you think Aouar will sign for us? No, I'm very optimistic, and very positive about it. Very positive about it. I think Partey is not coming this season, but Aouar may be possible. That is Clifford. So you think we may get Partey next season? He's gonna extend his contract. That's what I think. 100 likes. I've been hit. Smash up the likes. Everybody. Thank you so much, my fellow Goonies. Man United have Pogba, Fernandes, and Van der Beek. And then Manchester City have Gundogan, De Bruyne, Rodri. Liverpool have Keita, Fabinho, Henderson. Chelsea have Vavaz, Kante, Kovacic. We have Xhaka and Ceballos. Slow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm gonna be leaving this stream, but I'll come back later. If you want to join the stream just like Majid did today, you know what we can do. And use my Twitter. It is the Arsenal the Arsenal podcast. Use my Twitter. It is the Arsenal podcast. You'll find Kosi's Arsenal podcast is Kosi. And you'll find me there. So use my Twitter DM. Make sure you follow, and I'll be updating you on the Instagram as well, so that I can actually catch up and link up. Have a very, very nice stay at Arsenal. Don't leave Arsenal. Don't leave the Arsenal podcast. Make sure you've subscribed. I have forgotten this. Make sure everybody on the podcast, 163 people watching, make sure you've already subscribed to the podcast. Make sure you have already subscribed to the podcast and you have dropped a like on the video. Why not? Lynn, I cannot leave Lynn. I can't leave Lynn. I'll take Lynn's comment. He says W is getting old, and don't forget his defense against Manchester City 3-1. I think. I know. Majid is here already. And Majid, thank you so much for joining me today. It was such a stream, and I would love to have you back as many times as we can. And everybody who wants to join the stream, just do like Majid did. Go to Twitter and use my DM. It is the Arsenal Podcast Scorsy. It's just put Arsenal Podcast Scorsy. You'll find me, and of course, it will be so. Thank you so much, Majid, for joining the show. It was really massive, really, really massive. And of course, I have to end this show at exactly 1 hour, stream. I don't wanna, go past it. My brother, how are you? Ebenezer from Ghana. I'm really good, brother. Frustrated Ghana says thanks for this wonderful evening, lad. Thank you for the appreciation. And Majid says is saying thank you to the frustrated Ghana as well. So thank you so much, Majid. And I would want to close the stream, but before you guys subscribe, no, I'm not closing it. Subscribe. I'm giving you a chance to subscribe live. Subscribe when we are live. So that we leave the stream after you guys have subscribed to the channel. Subscribe.